Alright, my lovely humans. So if you go to howtocode.pages.dev, don't worry, that will be linked in the description below, as always. We can scroll down, we do some exercises revolving around functions. So exercises 2, 2.1, 2.2, and 2.3. So let's get started. So exercise 2, create a octagon function. It should be an octagon function. I'll probably fix this later. My freaking grammar. Alright. So you may notice that to_http/image doesn't contain an octagon function built in. It's a lot of tedious typing for all the parameters, solid and red, and probably this 8 right here I should mention. So it's better if I go over and show you what I mean. So let me type out an example. We require to_http/image. Image. I'm going to work with images today. So you guys know that we can create a circle by giving it a radius and then a mode and a color. Hit Control R and we get our red circle. No surprises there. Let's right click, circle, search in help desk. It's going to pop open a browser window and the documentation related for it. I'm going to make sure it's from to http/image, not from this one that has no number. All right. So click circle, and once it loads up, you can see on the left hand tab there's all these shapes that we used. Some of them we used, such as triangle, right? Triangle. Let me type it in. Where's my window? Here it is. So triangle 100 solid. Let's do blue. Hit Control R. There's a triangle. All right. There's triangles. There's squares. Let me see. Where is it? Rectangles, squares, rhombuses, stars. There's a lot of shapes. But for some reason, there's no octagon. If I hit Control F and type in OCT, right, it's not here. It can't find it for some reason. It'd be nice if it was here, because we can just type in octagon and then give it the things it needs. But I mean, it's not provided. It's not in to http/image. And that's your job today, is to create that function. So to create an octagon, it was, let me see, regular dash polygon, and you have to give it like all these parameters. Let me just copy and paste this in. So here we go. All right. So it's 20 for the size. Make this bigger. So it's 100 for the size, 8 for the sides, and then, you know, the mode and the color. Hit Control R, and we get our octagon. But again, I said it would be nice if we can just type in octagon like we do circle and triangle, right? It's really easy to tell from these single lines that I'm creating a triangle, that I'm creating a circle. For regular polygon, though, it's kind of not clear. You have to know what these parameters mean. You have to go look up in the documentation, etc. So it'd be nice if we can get this notation. And that's your job today. Alright, so let's go back to the website and download this starter file. So you can tell when something's a starter file if it has the word problem and it's in all caps, right? And when you hover over this code block, there's a download button on the top right. So you guys want to go ahead and click this and download it to your desktop or some folder somewhere, preferably somewhere easy to locate. I'm going to save it. All right. It's going to ask me to replace it because I already downloaded it. It's not going to show that to you guys though. But anywho, if you click this answer button, toggle, it will show the answer. But let's just not look at it yet and attempt to solve it on your own. All right. So let's go to Racket, File, Open, and it's called 2-Red Octo Starter. All right. So you're going to open this up. All right. So down at the bottom left, if it says no language chosen, make sure it says beginning student. Everybody says this and you're fine. All right. So let's get started. So problem 2, red oct. Create a function whose name is red octagon with a parameter name size. And in the body, it should produce a red octagon of varying size. So use it to create red octagons of size 30, 60, 90. So you may need to reference the previous video going over, you know, where the name is for the function, how many parameters it takes, and what you do in the body of the function. So, you know, take a look and have that open in a new tab and try to figure this out. Hint, hint, you have to use red polygon in the body of the function. And that's all the hints I'm going to give you. So, pause the video and see if you guys can beat me to the solution. I'm going to go over spoilers in 3, 2, and 1. All right. So, I'm going to assume that you guys took a good 5 to 15 minute swing at the problem. And let's go over the answers, all right? So I gave a hint that it's going to use the red polygon function. So I'm going to copy and paste it in here as a comment just so we can look at it. So it says create a function whose name is red octagon. So if you remember in my previous video, how you create functions is open parenthesis, the keyword defined right afterwards, and then another set of parentheses, and after that is the name of the function. So that's where the name red octagon goes. So red octagon, all right, with a parameter named size. So this is the parameter named size. And in the body of the function, we're going to use regular polygon and parameterize the size. That's just a fancy way to say we don't know what the value is. You're going to give it to us, all right, as a value. So let me paste this in here. So instead of 100, it's just going to be size. You don't know the size. Hey, you're going to give it to us when you call this function. All right, so I'm going to hit Control R. And nothing happens because we defined the function, but we haven't used it yet. To use a function, you always type in open parenthesis, the name of the function, which is red octagon, and we give it a size, red octagon. So it tells us to create red octagons of size 30, 60, 90. So let's just do that. 30, red octagon, 60. Let's Control R just to run it so far. There's our 2 red octagons. So we've got to create one last one. Red octagon, 90. And there is our third one, all right? And this is the answer for this exercise. So if you guys didn't get this right the first time, well, it's okay, because there will be plenty of chances. The next couple of exercises will follow sort of a similar structure, all right? So now we're back on the website. Let's scroll down and we're going to do exercise 2.1. Create a warning sign function, all right? So you guys went ahead and download this, save the file somewhere, wherever. All right, let's go to Racket, File, Open, and it's called 2.1-warning starter. All right, so open this file up and make sure down at the bottom left it says beginning student. If it doesn't, then select it. If it does already, then you're cool. All right. So problem 2.1, warning sign. Create a function named warning sign that will take in a size parameter. It should produce a warning sign given the size. Use the function to create warning signs of size 30, 60, 90. Refer back to images 1.1 if needed. So let's go and take a look at this URL. So I'm opening a tab, paste this in. And this is an old exercise we did where we made all these signs. Let's go take a look at the solution and copy and paste it in DrRacket to make it easier to switch tabs, right? Just copy this. Let's see, all right. So copy. Control T to open a new tab in Racket and paste it in. All right. So this is the warning sign. I'm going to copy and paste this to the warning starter. All right. Okay. So this is, if we hit Control Run, this is the warning sign. That's fixed size to 30 and 40. 40 for the triangle and 30 to the text. Again, your job is to create a function to vary the sizes. All right. So pause the video and see if you guys can beat me to the solution. I'm going to go over spoilers in 3, 2, and 1. All right. So I'm going to assume that you guys took a good swing at the problem. Maybe for a good, 5 to 10 minutes. And let's go over the answer. So we want to create a function called warning sign, right, inside these set of parentheses. And it's going to have a parameter named size. So let's just type that in. And now here we just want to vary the size of this warning sign. So it's fixed to 30 and 40 right now. We want to say, hey, give me the size. I don't know what it is, but you're going to have to give it to me, all right? So there we go, and this is the answer. So now use the function to create warning signs of size 30, 60, 90. So let's just do that. So warning dash sign 30, warning sign 60, and warning sign 90. Hit Control R, and we get our 3 warning signs of varying sizes. So again, this is much better, of course, by wrapping in a function. You can vary the size Whereas if we didn't wrap it in a function, it's a lot tedious to create more triangles of varying sizes. You have to copy and paste this, and then rename, this one to 60. Make sure this one is 60 also, right? And then copy again for the 91. And that's just a lot of repetition. So by doing this, we managed to get this into a nice compact form in one line, all right? And one definition. Okay. So let's move on to the next exercise. What is it? 2.2. All right, 2.2, create a trapezoid function. So I'm going to download the starter file. Download, save file. All right, so let's go to Racket and open it up. So file, open, it's called 2.2 ISO trapezoid starter, all right? So go ahead and click this, open it up. Make sure it's beginning student down at the bottom again. All right, so 2.2, trapezoid. Create a function named trapezoid that will take in a size parameter. It should produce a trapezoid of a given size. Use the function to create trapezoids of 30, 60, 90. Refer back to 1.2 images if needed, all right? So let me go back right here. So 1.2 is this one. So I'm just going to copy and paste this, all right? So if you guys have the file open in a new tab, it's just right here, right? 1.2. So let's paste this into the isosceles trapezoid exercise for the function. Hit Control Run. All right. And there is, just one that is a fixed size. Again, your job is to create a function named trapezoid that will take in a size parameter and produce the varying size of trapezoids more easily. All right. So pause the video and see you guys can beat me to the solution. I'm going to go for spoilers in 3, 2, and 1. Alright, so I'm going to assume that you guys took a good swing at the problem for a good 5 to 10 minutes. Let's go over the solution. So let's define, alright, and then another set of parentheses, the name trapezoid, and it will take in a size parameter, so there we go. And now in the body of this function, we're just going to copy and paste this expression down here and replace all the 30s with size because we don't want it fixed to 30. All right, so size, okay. So the square in the middle will also be the size, and same with the right triangle sides, all right? Okay, hit Control R. Nothing happens because we didn't use the function yet. We gotta use it to create trapezoids of 30, 60, 90. So let's just do that. So go over here, trapezoid, all right, size 30, trapezoid, size 60, and trapezoid 90. All right, hit Control R, and we get our 3 trapezoids. All right, and this one was the one that I pasted in for the first example, right? So again, you guys can see how much better this is, because if we wanted to create more trapezoids without using functions, well, again, it's just copying and pasting this, changing all of these manually to 60 and 90. You could create a variable for that, but it's still pretty tedious compared to functions, right? And that is the answer to this problem. All right, so final stretch, exercise 2.3. Let's go over to it. So create a checkerboard function. Let's download the starter file. Download, save it somewhere. Let's see it right here. Let's go to Racket and open it up. So it's called, let's see, File, Open. So it's called 2.3 checkerboard starter. So let's open it up. And here it is. I'm going to select begin student. All right, so problem 2.3, checkerboard. Create a function named checkerboard that takes in 3 arguments, size, color 1, and color 2. It should produce a checkerboard pattern given a size and 2 colors. Use the function to create checkerboard patterns of red, black, purple, brown, and white, red in the sizes of 30, 60, and 90. All right, so refer back to images 1.4 if needed. So we'll go to images 1.4. So here is the checkerboard pattern that is a fixed size. and the fixed colors. So copy, paste it in here. All right. So here it is. It's a fixed size 220, red, black, and then black, red. Your job again is to create a function that will be easier to change the size and swap the colors around. All right. So pause the video and see if you guys can beat me to the solution. I'm gonna go over spoilers in 3, 2, and 1. Alright, so I'm going to assume that you guys took a good swing at the problem, maybe for a good 10 to 20 minutes. And this problem is a little different from all the previous ones, because now it takes 3 arguments instead of all the other ones that did just 1. Alright, so let's go over the solution. So I'm going to define a function called checkerboard. That's going to take in 3 arguments: size, color 1, color 2, just as this says right here. Alright, and it should produce a checkerboard pattern of size, given the size and 2 colors. So let's copy and paste this into the body of the function. Alright, hit Control I to read in your code. Alright, so someone's going to give us the size, some colors, right? Color 1 and color 2. So now all we got to do is use them in this function. Right? Make sure that these are no longer fixed and hard-coded to only produce red and black checkerboard patterns. So we can do this by replacing all instances of 20 by size. So whatever size you give me, that's what I want to make the size of the squares. All right, there we go. So now the colors. So here, red and black and red. So if someone passed in a color, and color 1 would be that color, so it would be red, black, and red. But if it's like purple and brown, then it's gonna be purple and brown, and then brown and purple, because it's the reverse, right? So let's just do that with the color 1, color 2. We're gonna use these 2 colors, and also in the reverse order for the checkerboard pattern. All right, so color 1. There we go. This should be the answer for this function. And let's just call this function and create, let's see, a 30 red, black. All right, hit Control R. Let's see it. Let's see. Whoops, these should be the string red. My bad. Because it's going to look for a variable named red. You can't find it. All right. So there we go. There's a little bigger than that one. I should have made this a different color. But let's move on to the 61. So checkerboard 60, purple, brown, hit Control R. There we go. And the last one, white and red. So let's do that. Okay, copy and paste this. It's going to be 90 and white and red. All right, cool. Hit Control R, run this file. And there is our white and red. We can pick different colors. It's a little hard to see, but this is in essence the solution. It's really easy to create another checkerboard pattern. Again, just paste it. Let's do let's see, green and blue. Right? Here we go. Hit Control Run. And there's our green and blue one. We can expand the size ever so easily. So let's make it shrink it down to like 40. All right. Yeah, so it's pretty easy, again, because of functions, that reduces the duplication. Because again, if we never had functions, we'd have to copy and paste, and then change all of the sizes, create like 2 variables for the colors, and then swap them. So again, functions reduce repetition, gives it a useful name, and yeah, alright. Thank you for watching, human. If you wish to interact with more of your kind, join our Discord linked in the description or on screen. If you want to aid in my quest for world domination, consider hitting the sub button. Thumbs up if you enjoyed it, thumbs down if you didn't. Any questions, comments, or suggestions, fire away below. Also, check out the annotations on screen for the next relevant video.